Hello and welcome to Sabodi's Showdown on this lovely Friday. Today we're going to be bringing you three more best of threes, starting with Josh versus Asmir, and I'm joined today with the lovely Trick.
Oh, finally we got to meet and finally we got to cast together, right?
Finally, we keep been trying to make it happen since I met you back in Paris finals. We've finally made it happen.
Yeah, it's been a while now, but I mean the meta hasn't changed much, does it? I mean we see the same matchups as in Paris.
Yep, it's new season, new set, same old decks.
We have UP and we have a Teach for Joshua and for Amir today. Um, Not really something new for both of them, I think. I think Amir was playing UP the whole time through. And Joshua, I don't know how much different decks he played, but I know he definitely knows how to play Teach.
Yep, he was rather locked in on Blackbeard at the end of last set, sure. However, both of these lists have seemed to evolve somewhat from the last time I saw these decks play against each other.
Yeah, that's true. What I think what's super interesting here is that both of their main decks, or both of their like favorite decks, is Lucci. Like both of them are like Lucci mains that had to go with the meta, but both of them really want Lucci back, and that's I think it's the funniest part here.
I would have loved to see a Lucci mirror between these two guys.
That would have been funny, yeah. Okay, we see Amir start on UP. I think both of them have the curve they want, basically. I think this is going to be a really interesting matchup because, as you can see in chat, the deck lists are available, right? If you put in exclamation mark a deck list, you can see what each of them has cooked up, and cooked up. It's definitely something crazy for both of them.
Yep, I'm especially a bit curious of the one Burgess teach.
Joshua has is playing only one Burgess. I mean, fair enough. I feel like you always see it. If you want the Burgess, right, you always have it. Because you go like through your deck so much. And if you cut like these smaller pieces, you can basically enhance your consistency with the deck in total, right? But just one Burgess feels very, very little.
Yep, I uh, even with the amount of searching we have in this deck, it does seem wild.
Yeah. I mean, I have to advocate a little bit for like high consistency. I've been on like a green purple Dofi train right now, and I feel like the deck is the most consistent or highly consistent deck in the meta. But it's only because there's so many searches. I feel like Teach also runs a lot of searches to find his pieces, especially the ones he needs to like set up for the late game. And maybe Joshua knows that there's gonna be like so many Zoro and so many Bonnie and so many UP that there is basically no Burgess needed. Maybe there is only one Burgess needed. Maybe he needs the space for other things, right?
Yeah, we are definitely locking it into a more removal heavy list, just as we see Josh claim his first victim, the Zoro via KO effects.
Which is pretty good, right? Because this basically deletes UP's ability to triple ramp. If he had it, right? If he had the ramp, he deletes the ability to triple ramp and go to 8 for next turn and then stack up his hand to a massive size, right? It basically delays everything for one total turn. And I feel like this is the best thing that Teach can happen, and it can happen to Teach. So he can like slow down the game, play his big bodies, and then start swinging at UP with like a lower hand size. Because if the hand gets too big, it's really hard to like actually get rid of the life.
Yeah, we definitely want to at least see some of our setup as well for starting to remove some of those big bodies. If we can get some of the 7 costs, the Blackbeards down, some of the augers down, we can really start controlling this game.
And like this was really interesting. I think I would have snapped taking the stage if we don't see another stage here. And I feel like if he has another stage, he would have played it already. So it feels a bit weird that he didn't take the stage, but maybe Joshua has like a better idea of the deck. I mean, obviously he has a better idea of the deck than I do because I haven't played it in like a while. But it's weird seeing the stage not going on board early, even though you had it in the search. It's a bit weird. It's a bit risky, maybe even.
I guess he's either happy with his hand or he saw that he would be likely playing this Van Auger out, and he just wouldn't have the Don to play it this turn. Um, and maybe he's calculated what Don expenditure he will need to remove any potential plays on Asmir on the follow-up turn.
Yeah, I feel like that's basically it, right? Because anything Amir can play is like a 5 cost. He could play like 6-7 cost, but I don't think UP runs a lot of 6-7 costs, if even any. But the 5 costs, you definitely need some setup. You need basically one setup unit to get rid of them, and that's the Van Auger here. Because if he doesn't have Kuzan to pop and increase hand size, the Van Auger has to be on board to reliably play the 7 cost Teach next turn, right? And that's probably the most important piece in this matchup. Oh wait, he was an 8 already. I
Yep,
miscalculated.
we did get the one ramp, so we are just on 8 Don for Smith's side here. And we are going to play down this Rush Luffy on curve.
This is a bit tricky though, because the rush Luffy is very exposed here. There has to be only one Stronger, for example. Stronger is enough to clear it. Stronger in 7 cost. We know he has a 7 that Joshua has a 7 cost in hand, right? And if there's a Tempest Kick, I don't know if the trash is full enough. I'm not sure. I don't think so. But okay, we see the Stronger play I just told you about. I feel like this is just really, really good. He trashed the Stronger and another basically brick card, plays out the 7 cost and just gets rid of the 8 cost. That's really, really nice. And he has his turn setup. So
Yep, we've got full setup now. We don't see any pressure coming out into life, but with this setup, we don't really need the pressure just yet. I did find it interesting that Asmir has chose not to swing and putting Teach on the hard staff here.
I don't know if that's the right call. Because usually I see UP swing into teachers. But I mean, Amir definitely knows the matchup way better than I do as well. He has been playing UP for quite a while now. Also in Paris and every other regional we've been to. Uh, yeah, was always playing UP, and I think he definitely mastered the deck to an extent where he knows how to play each matchup. And I feel like Teach is such a common matchup that he definitely knows what to do. Even with these newer lists.
I guess without with starving, we may not have enough cards in hand to reliably take out some of this setup from Josh.
Oh, okay. I was scared for a second that Josh didn't use lead ability, but
Yep.
he did use it. Okay. Because then Mihawk would be crazy. Getting rid of the 7 cost here, but okay. He used lead
Did
abilities. The 7 cost is safe.
we did see the Van Auger fall to just a 6k poke here. I wonder if we were worried about a follow-up rush card potentially.
Maybe that. I also can see that Joshua just doesn't have cards in hand, right? He had 3 cards before the round. Now he's got 5 because he could draw off the Augur and draws a card for turn. But it's still like not a lot. Ami can get rid of his cards really quickly, and I feel like that's the worst part. If that 7 cost gets like killed, it could be really bad for Teach.
Here's where we could see the Starve starting to play into effect, with Asmir going to be gaining 2 cards per turn, whereas Josh is going to be losing a card per turn for leader power.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's gonna be really annoying because yeah, exactly like you said, Teach is just gonna get like slowly hand dead, and UP just gets like so many cards.
All the
Eh,
cards.
Yeah, he's not gonna die, and there's no pudding or nothing like that that could just keep him from doing that. I'm advocating. I mean, there is a black pudding, but I'm advocating give him like a proper pudding. Just give black like a 4 cost this proper pudding that resets hand size. Why not? Why the hell not?
Ooh, we are seeing the Tempest Kick come out.
Oh
We
yeah,
are going to be removing this Mihawk
that is sick.
without losing any cards in hand.
This feels almost predetermined. I'm not gonna lie, right? It looks like he planned this perfectly, and that's why we saw the auger on 5. That's why we saw the 7 cost on 8, right? And that's why we didn't see a single swing from leader, and that's why we didn't see stage in the beginning, because he needed all these pieces on board basically to get rid of all these plays that Amir has or like can set up. And it's true that Amir can only like set up one 9 cost body per turn, right? So it's gonna be hard to get around. And as soon as there's a second auger coming down, it feels like it's pretty over.
Yeah, once we get those augers, or even if we start seeing like if we can't choosing not to remove the 9 cost body and choosing just to freeze it with a 10 cost coming down, the pressure will start building up very slowly, but it will start building.
Especially now he can also play out Kuzans, right? That's why he just lets go of all these augers, right? He wants the card draw, and he can also just play out like 2 double Kuzan now. And draw 2 cards, as well as remove the body, has both augers on board, and as soon as this Mihawk is removed and we have like a full board, we can work on establishing like a stage, 10 costs and whatnot, right? And then we are truly chilling.
Yep, once those 10 costs are comfortably coming down, then the game will just ever so slightly tilt further and further into Josh's control.
And I feel like that's a really interesting part about Joshua's list. He only plays 2 10 costs, but seeing what he does, right? He plays like he plays the most like control heavy, like removal heavy list, right? And that's why he probably doesn't need the 10 costs, because he needs just these augers and the 7 cost on board. That's why he plays three 7 costs, if I saw correctly. And he doesn't play the 4 10 costs and 4 what are they called, the 4 cost body?
Um, Burgess.
Purchases, exactly. That's why he doesn't play those, right? Because he needs these removal pieces to actually get rid of everything. And then we see the first 10 cost shining in all its glory in the manga version.
Is one beautiful card.
It is.
I do wonder if what is in Josh's hand here, whether we simply don't have the pieces to remove this Mihawk, or whether we just want to start getting a beat stick on board.
I feel like what Abs just said in chat is this is truly like I don't know how to feel about that, because he says that UP, even though this setup looks disgusting, right? It looks like really hard. Because I mean Joshua didn't get rid of this one body on board. And UP, look at his hand size. He has a lot of hands, right? Hand size. And now there's 2 9 costs on board. If this can't get removed either, there's gonna be 3 on board, right? And it's just gonna like get worse and worse from here. And so what Epster basically said, there is gonna be like a way that UP actually can out resource the teach here.
Yep, especially when we're using like prior turn, we're using just one Gum Gum Giant, which replaces itself in hand to completely mitigate the aggressiveness of Josh.
Just one red rock and all the board is gone, and we can still like swing as Amir quite a few swings into anything that's rested, or like into life if we want to push for game at the end. Red rock is going to be really, really annoying, especially because there's no stage on board, which could search out the pieces that go to deck bottom back into our hand in the late game.
Yep, because Josh's deck is thinning out quite a lot now, so there's so much possibility for us to re-see a red rock teach.
Oh, and Josh is just showing us his search. Is very kind of him. But it looks like Amir told him that we can see his cards. But there was a stage in there, and there was a 1 cost event. I'm curious what he's gonna pick here. Maybe an auger.
I do wonder if we can afford to go negative in hand to take the stage. It really seems like we want to be cycling to try and get the Tempest kicks, because that is the way we can remove these bodies without going negative in hand.
Gonna lie, this looks pretty bad, right? Like if there's no Tempest kick in hand, this doesn't look great. Because if there's one, okay, we play the Kuzan Tempest kick, so we have Auger Tempest kick, kill one of the 9 costs, we have the 10 cost to block the other 9 cost swing. But it would feel really bad missing this removal turn, yeah, like Jix is.
We are choosing to swing with a teacher, which sort of indicates that we may not have removal.
That feels bad. Maybe this is still okay because as Joshua, we did set up a Caribou a turn earlier, so we have basically 2 life more right now on board, or 2 like potential like saves from any swings.
Caribou definitely will be putting in a lot of work to protect this board.
See, do we just see the Kuzan drop here for next turn setup? Maybe. It's a bit rough. Oh, he does swing the 10 cost just to get rid of 1 more life. Well, I guess that's fair. I think it's fair.
I think that's very fair because then if Asmir doesn't leave enough done up, we are potentially threatening some kind of lethal with a 12k body and an 8k body on field.
Yeah. Oh, you know what's really cool too? Resting the 10 cost here makes Amir maybe swing into it, or maybe swing into the 7 cost teach. And as soon as the 7 cost teach dies, we can take another 10 cost from our life. And now that Joshua brought Amir to like 1 life, there's actually a line where you could play the second 10 cost and just swing for game, like maybe next turn or 10 after.
Do believe we've got the second 10 cost in hand. Josh.
Yeah, fair enough. But even if the one on board dies,
Yeah, then
there
we
would
can
be,
do is
yeah, he
cycle.
could get it. But also the Burgess didn't come up. Like I feel like if you don't go he did go second and it still didn't come up. So I feel like it doesn't feel as needed right now. I don't miss it too much, to be honest.
No, Burgess here would be quite threatening because of how much trash we have. And it would really be able to start pressuring the life down, which is what it seems we need to be doing right now.
Yeah. This is a 12k. I would say it's probably at the 10 cost, right?
I'd imagine so if we're committing that much
Yeah.
Don to a swing.
Yeah. A 6 into life. No, into the block, obviously. Yeah, of course not into life. Now the thing is, if there is a second 12k swing coming down, there's not gonna be another body gonna come down, right? Okay, it's a bigger swing now. The 10 cost is definitely gonna
Nope.
go. And so now the 7 cost has the value. If it gets destroyed, we can take the 10 cost back from the trash, right? So this is pretty nice.
Yeah. We from Asper's side, we do still have 2 Don up, so we're not going to be able to get much pressure on the clapback, even if we choose to play a second 10 cost.
Okay. Let's see what Joshua is gonna do this turn, because like Jack said in the chat, it feels like missing 1 turn of removal feels really bad. Like it just does really feel really bad. But he knows, Joshua does know that Amir doesn't have a lot of 2Ks in hand because he counted out with an event last turn. Maybe Amir just wanted to get rid of one of the events he has in hand because he does still have like a lot of cards, like 8, 9 cards in hand.
Yeah.
But now he's gonna start swinging 8s.
If you've got the Don to use up there, it feels almost bad not using the 1 card with the Don.
Yeah, you're probably right. Because you do want to use the Don for other stuff in the next turn. Okay, he's gonna grab an Augur. He's probably gonna get rid of one of the Mihawks. But then his whole board is rested. So that feels... I don't know how that feels.
Well, there would, I mean, I would say there's only 2 potential swings coming back. But we do have a few rush cards in this UP
Yeah.
list.
We do draw a card back, right? Which is really nice. But what Absha says in chat is like probably the truest statement that could happen here. If there's a G-Blade in
Yeah.
Amir's hand, or in the top stack, right? Which
Gravity Blade
is
plus
very likely.
swinging at this
I
7 cost would absolutely cause chaos.
feel like it's just over at that point, right? Like you swing into the 7 cost, it's always dead, like at any swing. You G-Blade both of the 5 costs. You don't establish board, but your opponent doesn't have board either, so it doesn't matter at all. And then he can grab Joshua can grab back the 10 cost if he wants to, but it's probably not enough because then the red rocks and the big swings are gonna hurt even more. Let's see. Does he have it, or is he just gonna swing into the bodies? Because if he's swinging into the bodies, I feel like that's fine. Because we draw, as Joshua, we draw cards back, right? And it's totally fine. Okay, week 1k though. Swing on the body. That's wild. Wait, he doesn't have G-Blade. Okay, wait, we're still in the game. It's still gaming time.
We are seeing the rush coming down to take care of the other one here. I do feel like maybe protecting it and just hoping he doesn't have the G Blade is pretty good. We are only losing one card in hand to do it.
This is still not great, right? Our board is wiped, and like we have to like somehow rebuild the board. But it feels obviously it is much better than getting G-bladed, and so it's like we draw cards, we have a bit of a hand now, and we have like some options for our next turn. Okay, we see Tempest Kick. That's good. That's a really good card to have here.
Tempest Kick can be really helping us keep cards in hand while trying to progress this board state.
But I'm not gonna lie to you. Joshua's gonna run out of removal at some point, and UP is not gonna run out of big bodies at some point.
Fortunately, this isn't like Lucci where we can just recycle our godlike plays and see them again.
Maybe he plays how's the card called? Eliza. Well,
Oh,
the fucking king, the
the
Dressrosa
king.
king. Well, I don't know. But maybe he plays that card. Isn't it like activate main, put 20 cards in your deck? Could
It's
that be
something
play?
very crazy like that. I
Yeah,
can't
it's
remember
something
whether
like
it's
that.
on play
Rene in
or
chat, please
on
tell
attack.
us. Exactly, Rene, come in chat. Please tell us. We need you to tell us what that card does.
That is where we need a Rene lurking.
Yeah, 20 cards back in deck. But you can choose the 20 cards, right? It's not like um you have to put random cards back in. I don't think so, right? It's just yeah, I feel like the main buff, the 10k and double attack is whatever. But like as a tech card, putting 20 cards back into your deck might actually be kind of fire in these matchups because you don't care about where they are. You just need them in your deck, back in your deck at some point.
Yep. And I mean, especially if you had a stage set up early on, you would definitely see them again.
For one, that, and for second, like you don't play Burgess anyways, right? He doesn't play Burgess anyway, so it doesn't matter if there's a Burgess on board that's not getting buffed anymore because
Yeah, we no
he
longer
just
need it.
yeah, he doesn't need it anyways, right? It's crazy. Wait, this is gonna be the mirror breaker. Joshua, if you listen to this after this, put in the king, the Dressrosa king. It's gonna be crazy.
Well,
There
as
is yeah,
Jack has mentioned just in chat, Monshari and Teach is probably the more sensible way of doing this.
but Manchester only puts 2 back in deck. You have to
That,
scale things up. It's a later set. It's bigger. It's better, right? You know, bigger number, better person. You know this. So it has to be 20 cards back in deck. It's just better, you know.
Very interestingly, here we have seen now Amir start taking away Josh's life. We are going to start seeing Josh have some cards in hand.
I feel like that's fair because obviously, nah, I don't know. Maybe it was a turn too early, but because Josh doesn't have any temp, I was just about to say he doesn't have any Tempest Kick left, but he does have one left. To remove one of the bodies, but the other one is not going to get removed. So maybe it's fair just starting to swing here. I don't know how big UP Luffy's hand is, but it looks like really, really tall. So it's probably fine. It's probably fine starting to chip away at Teach's life.
Yeah, we are going to be running out of removal options in Teach, whereas Amir is not running out of cards. Only playing one body a turn, but drawing two. He's constantly gaining cards. While using these GGGs for counter, we're not even losing cards on the attacks either.
Like, this is the smartest thing that Joshua can do. Just keep swinging sevens because the only thing UP Luffy runs out of is 2Ks, obviously, because I feel like the deck doesn't play as many as other cards. And at that point where he has to start using events for these 7K swings, you know you have a point of pressure where you can like go in and start like taking and chipping away at UP Luffy. And I feel like that's what Joshua's trying to do here. And Amir knows that his card is getting like like maybe his 2K counter is getting like low, and therefore he knows that like he has to start like leaving more done open, and therefore not being able to play out bigger characters to swing at life. So maybe that's why he started swinging at life in the early game. I know.
Oh, I'm gonna see this Mihawk drop. Oh, we
Oh,
do see our one-off Burgess in this list.
he didn't have a stage on board, and he still got like through his deck so much. It's kind of cool. It's like how he did it. Not gonna lie, that looks pretty cool. Wow, wow. Did you count?
This this is a crazy big Burgess, and Josh doing us all a huge
Six.
favor here.
Is this seven? Seven on it?
This is
He has
a
like 5 cards in
7.
deck. He's like 5 or 6 cards in deck. What the hell?
You
How?
have to say a one potential wink on here. Oh, Amir could be just trying to deck out Josh at this point.
Wait, did I actually saw it correctly? Like, it didn't look like there's many cards in deck, right? And swinging into the Burgess means he has to take a draw as well, right? Because it's mandatory. It's not like up to 1 card. It's like he has to draw a card. Oh wow, this is cool. See, he used all 8 Luffys. Did he use
We,
all his Mihawks and Sanjis as well?
no, we definitely have seen both Luffy's now. We we definitely have 30 cards in Josh's trash.
It would be kind of nice to know what cards Amir has in trash, right? Because if there's actually like 9 costs already in trash and there's only 1 or 2 more in deck, then you could start not pitching cards as Teach, right? Maybe? Is there a way where a line where you could do that?
I think there's definitely a line where you can start doing that. I think the main threat still is just the Sanjis. I guess the Mihawks too. They could be quite annoying with that on play effect.
It's definitely going to be an 8 cost Luffy, right? Just coming down here.
I
Or
guess
what is going to be?
even if the number of
Oh,
night Sanji targets decreases, you may even not even mind them playing Sanji if you know all the Mihawks are gone.
yeah, maybe it's actually the time to stop like throwing cards for lead ability, because we see Amir playing out 5 costs now at this point. Obviously to leave more done open, but also his board is not as threatening anymore, and we have a huge Burgess on board. Like Burgess is what, like an 11k right now, or 12k even right now. It's a free block or life every time, or like 3 cards from hand. It's like really 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 good. At least 3 cards. It's
Right.
it's 13k now.
This is wild.
And then the Teach. Okay, wait. Now Teach is actually back in the game. It feels like it's not bad.
This feels like as long as we don't deck out, this actually feels pretty good. But oh, was that only
Huh?
2 cards in deck?
It does look like he doesn't. Nah, it's never 2 cards, right?
I didn't think it was, but it looked briefly.
Oh
It's
no.
certainly low.
I wish I would know. But it feels like Joshua knows what he's doing right now. It's pretty cool. Like he set this all up. He had this whole like removal back and forth, and then he had the Burgess right in the end, right? Okay, we see the Red Rock. Obviously, that was a bit predetermined, but the Teach goes under the deck, which makes it was not even that bad, right? He just has more cards in deck now, a little bit more time. Hmm. Oh, but it's 1 life. Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely pushing. Try and start looking for a lethal window here. And the great thing is, with this Burgess being so huge, Nightcost Sanji can't even safely swing.
I feel like he could definitely swing into the Sanji. Of course, it was frozen last turn, but if he starts swinging with it now, I feel like Teach could actually swing into it to get rid of it. Of course, now that Luffy took the life is always a better option. But there is a way to swing into Sanji to get rid of it if you have a big Burgess on board. Okay, we have like 3 more minutes into the round. Jack says. Let's see. But the game looks about to be closed. Like
It does look very, very about to be closed, and even if we don't finish off here, Josh does have one life advantage for a potential overtime situation.
That's true. But I feel like the life is very fragile. Like very, very fragile here.
But I do think it's a bit safer than because we don't have access to sort of the Uso hatches to abuse these low blockers.
True.
But there's always a gravity blade, the blocker's angle.
Yeah, yeah, of course. He has 5 turn open. This is just a 1 cost 4 cost blocker, right? And then we are chilling. And take his deck to the side. And there's another Burgess. Wait, we got lied to. There is 2 Burgess in this deck. It's not just one of Burgess. We got lied to. I was so excited. Okay, there's 2 Burgesses in this deck then
Does make
apparently.
a little bit more sense. I haven't seen the Shiryus in the list. I wonder if one of these Burgesses is actually in place of the Shiryu.
Maybe. Well, this definitely gives a game loss for Teach just because he has the wrong list, of course. No, I'm just joking. But I think I like the idea of just 1 Burgess. 2 Burgess, obviously. A little bit more
Honestly,
normal, but
seeing how he's played with sort of no Burgess until the very end, I really don't hate it.
yeah, you don't hate it either. It looks actually like it's very viable.
But I do think 2 is probably the more sensible number.
Fair, yeah. Can we start with a 7 at life? It's probably gonna be like a what, like a 9/9 at life. Bounce one of the Burgesses. Maybe he swings like 9/9 into the Teach. Bounce one of the Burgesses back to hand. If he has another Luffy, I don't know if he has another
I
Luffy.
believe we've used both Luffy's,
Okay.
unless Amir has also lied about his deck list.
He plays 5.
We do
Oh
still have
yeah.
like a potential Gravity Blade angle.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. Just go 9 life and then Gravity Blade. Oh yeah, that is rough.
We are gonna play around sort of Gravity Blade.
Oh,
Oh, we
did I
are
just concede? Well, that's crazy. No Gravity Blade the whole game. Is he not playing Gravity Blade?
must just
Wait,
be
let
in
me
that
check the
bottom
deck
pile.
list. Let me check the deck list because I need to know
Definitely
if he
in the
does.
list which we've been sent,
Yeah, one off. Okay, he does have a one off Gravity Blade.
but it is very possible that that one off was stuck in the bottom of the deck.
Wow. Okay. Joshua takes game 1, even though he didn't get his preferred uh curve, and he had a bad matchup, I would say. But this looked great. This looked like Teach actually has a good chance to beat UP.
That was an absolute masterful showing from Josh there. He really did uh really make the most of it. Letting those Van Augers go, uh just to get the card cycle. He knew what pieces he was aiming for, and he really made use of getting into those uh Tempest kicks to keep up the pressure.
For the second game because now Joshua, no, Amir can still choose which curve he's gonna go, and I just got word that Joshua prefers first as well, so it's probably just gonna be Amir going first again. Let's see if Joshua can again play out of his mind going second here. Oh, I do agree. I think I do agree with Epster what he says here. I think we both were talking about it as well when it happened. It felt a bit early that UP Luffy was swinging into Teach's life, right? He gave him cards like maybe a bit too early.
Yep, I think we were just about to see the starve really pay off, and then we did break it. Um, I do think with Josh, I mean, we don't have knowledge of the hands, but I think Josh found the answers to break through that board state because he found the answers in life.
I do. I do like Lafitte. I think Lafitte is a such a broken card because I think like 2 days ago or 3 days ago I was looking through the deck, the cards in the One Piece card game, right? And I kid you not, there's no rest searcher in any color other than one in purple and everything else is in green. Lafitte is the only exception from that rule. I mean, if we take Mancherry not as a searcher, but as a like a whatever, like retriever or something. But there's no other like rest and search top 5 card other than in green. So this makes Lafitte like especially like really interesting. And I love that consistency that also gives you like the ability to secure your life, right?
Yeah, we
Oh,
definitely love to see these rest searchers. They do act as blockers. Do you see this very scary trigger on the UP side?
yeah. That is, I feel like, I mean, I feel like this is game. Every time I play against UP, I feel like if this trigger comes down, I lose. It's over, right? There's nothing to be won anymore because as soon as this trigger goes down, like he goes to 8 one turn early. It's a free even. Like he doesn't even have to play a card or something for it. Oh, it's so rough.
Yep, it's. I definitely feel it's one way to cheese an auto win in this deck if it happens. We are going to be
It,
seeing us go up to 10 on next turn and play out our big bodies while Josh has no setup here.
yeah, this just feels terrible. Um, I mean, he does have the Kuza on board now, which is kind of nice, but the setup needed to get rid of a 9 cost now is probably not there. Wait, what are we on next turn? Oh, we are on
You're
6? No, wait, UP went
to be
second,
on.
right?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Wait, no, I think UP went first. I think we're
No,
on.
UP went second because we're on 5 done right now as Teach. He has all done rested and only 5 costs on board. Wait, am I confused? And UP only
I think he
used
played
2
a search
ramps, right?
event. I think he played the search event.
But UP
We,
used 2 searches and he's on 8 done. Two rounds and he's on 8 done, right?
we saw triple ramp. We saw gear 2, Godfred trigger,
Okay.
and
Well,
then
then never mind. Never
Godfred play.
mind. I am stupid. I didn't see that. My
We
bad.
could
Okay.
see a potential Oh, do we actually have enough cards in trash for Tempest Kick?
5, 8, 9. Yeah, we do have enough.
We can see a
Even though,
Tempest
yeah,
Kick into Van Orga into 7 cost. Yeah.
yeah, that's probably the only line that actually gets us into the game here. We have a Tempest Kick. We use the Tempest Kick. And we have an Organ Trash, right? Oh, but we
Yep.
don't have a 7 cost in hand, which, yikes. Doesn't feel great. What is the other line then we could take? We could do double Van Orga. No way, this doesn't work. Maybe just a black hole or something to get rid of the Sanji if we want to.
Yep, I think that's what we're leaning towards here. But we will have to see. Definitely got something in up his sleeve here.
It's quite interesting that we see it 7 costs in hand. I mean, obviously we should know Joshua's hand, but we see 7 costs in hand, and I think that 7 cost came from the Kuzan pop.
Yeah. I'd assume so, otherwise I think we'd have seen that played down very quickly.
I feel like we always pop Kuzan before we swing 6/6 here. I don't like not trying to find the 7 cost of the Kuzan pop, but like I mean the probability is quite low. There's only 3 in deck. You have like what, like 30, 40 cards in deck still. So it's quite low, but it's possible, and I feel like it's the only play that keeps us in the game.
Yep. While I do like the 6/6 poking, there definitely was an angle there to dig for it first, because we don't necessarily need the pressure in this matchup, it seems.
Yeah. Jack already says in chat, there's no stage on board, right? Which is kind of a trend at this point. Maybe it's just not you don't need stage anymore in this matchup because it goes so long that it doesn't matter, maybe? Hmm. It's
What is
interesting.
very big here is the Nikos Luffy only gains Rush as part of its on-play effect, so we can't even make use of this other than a 9-10 that monster.
It's just yeah. No, yeah, the nine cost is great. Like it feels like obviously it's the best 9 cost to have. Because it's just the biggest body. But I'm still a little bit hung up on the stage. If it's if is it just an angle where you don't need the stage, or what's the deal here? Like, what are we gonna do here?
Like
Oh,
we
it's
are
probably just
picking up a dock queue here.
yeah, you're right. That Tempest 5 cost Q, which is nice, but it's not enough in the long run. Because of course everything's gonna get removed. Probably earlier than later. If there is a gravity blade, would you use it at this point? I'm not sure. I don't think I would.
I feel like gravity blading double auger here is probably insane value. Um, because especially because we've seen 2 Tempest kicks down already. Um, the only way we're really going to be seeing these Van Augers, well, anybody stick on the board is if we see the Van Auger stick.
True. But okay, if Joshua just lets one go like that, I don't feel like gravity blade is needed. Of course, Joshua draws a card off of it, but I don't think it matters in the long run. Okay. Now we have a 7 cost in hand though, and we can safely play it out. So we have the Tempest kick, and then we can rest the Augur and play the 7 cost and swing with leader even. And we have the Dawn open to search as well to set up for next turn maybe.
Yep, we definitely need to start finding angles to get a nice setup going.
Okay.
Even get a little cheeky 6k poke in here as well.
Yeah, this is nice. But probably not needed. I mean, it would not come down to this one 6k swing in the end. I feel like, of course, it's always better than not doing anything.
Yeah,
Obviously.
when we're getting 2 cards per turn, this 1 6k swing in the grand scheme isn't going to be making a huge deal. It does limit the number of 1k counters. I mean, it has because the deck doesn't run that many 1k counters.
It runs a few, right? Like it does Zoro, Nami, Bon Clay. It does have a
Yeah,
few. Probably
I think we're
enough to like
on
get all of these.
2 Rosinantes in this list as well.
Oh yeah, okay.
Ooh, this is quite big actually. We're seeing not only the Van Auger getting taken out by the poke here, but we are seeing the Red Rock on the 7 cost reset the board state.
Yep, that feels
Oh,
really, really bad for Teach. Okay, just double Kuzan Slam. No G-Blade for you, Mr. UP. Um, I have another theory why there's no stage on board. Because looking back at last game, as well as this right now, of course it's a bit nicer to find your pieces, but we've almost went deck out last game, right? And I feel like if we search stage every turn, we would have lost the game for sure. So maybe there's just the angle that you don't play stage at all, because first of all, you don't need it. Second of all, your setup doesn't allow you to use this extra don. And third of all, like just you're gonna die if you just use it.
I also think if we're Josh, we're trying to find some of our unsearchable cards. I think the boon value of reducing each turn and the Tempest Kick are two very key cards in making sure that we get these removal pieces
Hmm.
down.
Agree. True, and these are both not searchable, as well as the Caribou, right? And imagine Joshua whiffing with any search. Wouldn't he have just lost the game on the spot at that point because he has so little cards in hand?
Yeah, I definitely think any whiff search would be huge. And I think even the -1 in hand of playing the stage in the first place could have been quite impactful because
Yeah,
in the last game we went down to 2 cards in hand at one point. That could have
I
been a
agree.
1 card in hand situation.
I totally agree with you. That makes total sense. Yeah. No,
This
exactly.
is looking rough for Amir. We've got quite a comfortable setup now from Josh.
We do have another 6K swing here if we want to use it. Maybe we want to keep the. Oh, we see the stage. I got told. I just thinking that maybe we want to swing another 6K, but okay, no, we don't use the stage because we don't need it. Maybe. Or is the question, do we need it at this point? Okay, not using stage. So we just played it out for -1 in hand. Good moves, good moves. Like a little bit of dominance, you know?
I mean, it certainly made you nut, so who knows what mind games it would have had on Amir.
Yeah. Maybe he was like thinking about stage also the whole time. Like he was just playing his game and was like thinking, how? Why doesn't he have played stage yet? What is he doing? It's like,
What do you mean? This guy beat me without stage?
ay. I think I'm gonna take back what I said before that this is UP favored. I think it's still UP favored, but I think it's not as heavily favored as I was saying before.
I definitely feel like UP losing the Katakuri is pretty big for this matchup. Because Katakuri was the only body really which wasn't affected by the cancelled on plays.
Right. And it was a body you could play on 8. A turn earlier than everything else. If you went first, I think. Right? So it's a bit more aggressive, I guess.
If you went first and only single ramped, then it was very nice.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe Flash is just built different. He just like dodged all the removal and played out 4 Katakuris. Yeah, in hindsight, how did he do that? That's crazy. Like looking at this, the big body is getting removed every turn. Interesting. We haven't seen a 10 cost yet though.
No.
Not from Joshua drawing it or searching it. So
I
feels
think
like
that's pretty good.
yeah, maybe they're in life.
We are removing rather than playing the 10 cost down.
Yeah. Okay. We keep chipping away at the counter of Amir, which is nice, which is important to keep UP's hand size in check, right? Okay, we look at top 3 for the search and we find both Burgesses. Uh, of course, I think we have to have a word with Joshua after this game that he should stop showing his hand to the camera. I mean, it's not like everybody would look at it, but sometimes it's just impossible not to look at it.
Well, we do play with honor here, so
We do. But even I know I usually don't try to look at the opponent's hand, but if they hold it like this, it's just impossible not to look at it. It's just,
it
yeah, it's hard.
what I really like from Josh's board here is we do have the Lafitte on board, which it really just having the Lafitte on board really negates the card loss each turn, or it acts as a blocker.
True. Lafitte is really good in this matchup. That's why I feel like the GP Dofi I was playing feels really good into UP, right? Because you have so many searches set up, and UP doesn't play a lot of bodies in the early game. You sometimes I had games where I have like 4 searchers rested, and UP has like 1 body, and he has to like get rid of anything, and he's like, "Fuck, I just swing life at this point. Just ignore the searchers."
Yep, those staying on board searches really do put in work in matchups where your opponent isn't running small drops themselves.
Yeah, yeah. This is good though. Joshua I mean, getting rid of one of the augurs gets set up a body. But I mean, of course, Joshua is gonna have another body, and he can search. Like he has like another card draw, so he goes hand not -1 every turn, even though we see what he's searching. There was no Augur in there and no Kuzan, so I hope he does have one in hand, or he has a Tempest Kick in hand. But maybe Stage will find what he needs. Oh, he does have only like 10 cards back in deck, or am I wrong?
Yep, we're certainly running out of cards, but uh, I'm pretty sure we probably should know the order of all cards now in deck.
Surely. But he does start swinging at life. What did he take? He took a Stage, right?
Yep, we did.
Okay.
Which I'm assuming we're going to see that stage being pitched for one of our
Stage?
many discards, either
Yeah.
stage or leader power.
I don't think he's gonna use Stage anymore, not gonna lie. It would make
No,
sense here.
we'd only use stage if we're digging for that very particular card.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like playing the Stage here out in that one turn he did, because what did he use it like once since then? Or did he even use it at all? Not entirely sure.
We used it once.
He used it once, but it wasn't like something incredible. He pitched like a 2 cost and grabbed what, an Augur or something. Like it wasn't something spectacular. No. Okay. Oh, we find another Laboon, which is also like basically another Augur copy, right? Which is really, really nice in this matchup.
Yep. Well, unlike Orgo, we don't get this card draw, which is keeping Josh with plenty of options.
It's actually better not to have the card draw here at this point, because looking at Josh's deck, I'm getting a bit anxious.
It is very anxious. I wouldn't hate start seeing the 10 drop coming down instead of removal, just so that we can potentially look at closing this game up.
Let's see. We start swinging 6. Of course, we're gonna get rid of the 8 cost, right? Or is he gonna swing 8? Okay, interesting. He is gonna swing 8. And then search? Or is he just gonna get rid of it like this? Okay, he plays a Tempest Kick and Laboon, so we go to 7, and then we can use the... Okay, cool. That was really, really
I
nicely done. I like that. 4. And then for 4, he plays a blocker maybe? Or just a
Nope.
Burgess, which is
We're getting
obviously...
our huge beat stick down to close this game out now.
This feels really good. Again, he has 3 cards to deck. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. So we have to
Honestly,
close out the game
in
into
this
game turns.
situation, it's very tempting to just try and survive and kill the Doc Q.
Oh yeah, you're definitely gonna swing a Dock Q and you have to survive next turn and then you're good, right? You can't G-Blade anything, but it's not needed. Because, I mean, Amir has a lot of cards still in hand. Like, yeah, he does have like 6, 7 cards in hand. And knowing UP, he could just play a blocker, right? And then get rid of the Dock Q and then live one turn. Should be pretty good.
Would be an absolute wild line of play to try and win the game.
Yeah, he does. He does though. He
Yeah, we're
swings
going
away.
for it.
Joshua has to draw the card. And yeah, he just plays a blocker. Maybe he plays a second blocker because it wouldn't matter, right? Okay, he has probably events in hand, so it doesn't matter either.
Oh,
But yeah,
one card in deck.
so now Elisabello? Elisabello it's called. I got it. Just play it. He scoops. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Joshua scoops second game. There was no way of killing him. I guess I would have tried at least.
I would have definitely tried because you never
Yeah,
know if they're very bricked.
of course. There's always a possibility that you have like that 1k more than they have counter. Um, Maybe they're so brick that you swing like 6, 6, 6, and they don't have like a 1k, and they only have to use events or something, and then you go in with the big boy. But of course, it's fair enough to scoop. It's a third game anyways, and we had quite some games behind us already, so maybe chill, get ready for the third game, and see what happens
I think
there.
I was also not seeing there is Yu-Gi. I was getting confused with Yu-Gi-Oh rules of decking out rather than One Piece rules decking out.
What are Yu-Gi-Oh rules for decking out?
It's you lose the game when you attempt to draw a card and you can't.
Ah, so you have basically one more turn. It's a bit
Yeah,
like One Piece life, where you don't die when you take your last life, but it's like when you die after you get hit, after your life is gone. Yeah, okay, makes sense.
but One Piece it is just as soon as you hit 0.
Yeah. There is an exception though, I think. And that's when you top 5 search while having only 5 cards in deck. You basically hit 0 because you take all 5 cards to your hand, but you put them back into your deck.
That is one ruling I have never actually considered before.
It has to be like this because otherwise Nami would have been broken because she would have been just like playing like searches in the end. You know, like she would have gone to like 35, like 5 cards in deck and then play one search and she's GG over. It's like she would
Yeah,
have drawn
but
5 cards
we'd have
and then
definitely have seen some
yeah,
wild Nami builds.
of course that would have been stupidly good.
Hey,
Okay, Josh
Lando has
is
taken that away from us.
yeah, Josh is taking first here. Yeah, okay, Josh is taking first and maybe okay, he doesn't play stage. So Jack, you're wrong. He had stage in hand probably and he didn't play it. You're wrong. I'm right.
I do prefer getting this Lafitte down as soon as possible than stage.
I'm not gonna lie. If there's a second Lafitte in the search, that would be crazy. Okay, he does take the stage. Okay, he
Don't
does find
use
it for
it.
turn 2. Yeah, but he has a second Lafitte in hand, which is also like really tempting at this point because right, second Lafitte is so strong here. I feel like he goes second Lafitte
I,
here. Okay, he doesn't.
I have to say, I do really like the second Lafitte here purely because we're only gonna have one swing coming from Amir's side, so you definitely keep one of them.
But then again, I feel like I thought the same
Did we
thing,
just
but
whiff off stage?
it looked like it, didn't it? Oh shit. That is rough. That is really, really rough. We get the
I
stage and then we whiff of it first search. Ay ay ay.
did just go
Um
-2 for stage.
oh, that's rough. Losing a game like this wouldn't be very nice. Um yeah, okay. What I also would like wanted to say before the whiff happened was second Lafitte I feel like doesn't make a lot of sense because now you want to play 5 cost, right? You don't want to play 4 cost and search. And you will probably just play on curve, play 5 cost, play 7 cost and whatnot. And using Lafitte is not really possible with your Don.
Yep, that is true.
Oh, imagine whiffing a second time. Oh my god.
We do also get a little added bonus that we can get a 6k poke early on as well.
Mhm. Even though that is also again a bit scary because now Amir can just leave 2 Don open next turn and we can't swing, even if we wanted to. Because otherwise he could have a Thunder Bagua, right?
Although if we're going to be playing on curve next turn, then we're likely not going to be swinging anyway.
And what Jack said is totally true. There has been 2 Tempest, 2 Karibo, and 1 Laboon being sent back to the bottom of the deck, um, which is a really bad at this point. We need that to remove the first big bodies and to do anything on the board, right? This could be really, really rough for Teach, yeah.
Yep, those Tempest kicks have really been carrying Joshi's last 2 games. Knowing that we're not going to have 2 of them for quite a while is quite scary. I wonder if
Yeah,
we're going to try and just zoom through our deck to get back to them.
it has to be, right? That has to be the play. Okay, he does grab the Burgess. He knows he plays only 2 Burgesses, and if one is in life, we will never see the second one probably, or like really, really late. So taking the Burgess here probably just a preemptive measure to be able to actually have something to play out. And he does play a third Lafitte. He pitched one, he played one in the beginning, and now he has the third, and there he finds the 7 cost, which is probably still in an okay-ish spot to find, right? Next turn you can still play it out and KO the big body they play if you have a Tempest in hand.
Especially if we do get some setup this turn as well.
That is a line I have never thought about, what Jack just said. Josh is lucky that Amir didn't have Uzohachi here. Imagine Amir just Uzohachis the Kuzan and swings 7 into it. Would have been devastating.
Yep, we would have been in trouble. We'd have lost that Kuzan.
That's stuff I didn't even think about, but like it makes so much sense. Just Uzohachi the Kuza and swing into it. I mean, Josh had only like 3-4 cards in hand anyways. Oh wow, yeah. That would have been disgusting.
And the crazy thing is, we'd have still had a standing bonk play as well.
I feel like the argument though, saying like you're usually leader if your opponent has 7, makes sense, but if you have this like one whiffed search in the beginning, you can't probably not afford it to lose another card, right? And you have to gamble a little bit to
I
get back into the game.
definitely feel you have to gamble in that situation. Otherwise, the style of gameplay would just completely shut you down.
Yeah, totally. Okay, let's see how Joshua manages to get out of this, or like if he can get out of this somehow.
RC and our Van Auger, which we can, do we still have leader power to potentially gain access to this turn? Can't this double Bonclay on field is actually kind of scary.
It is, yeah. Playing 7 cost is gotta be annoying because then there's like 2 8k swings coming your way. What if Amir just swings like 6 life? You have to take, and then you go like 8 8 9 or something if you can't remove anything. You go to like 1 life.
Yeah. Or we do just keep them until we see. Alright, it just effectively prevents Josh from ever playing the 10 cost seat as well.
Yeah. True. It's always it's always really bad here in this situation. It's just more bodies on board, and TH always hates it if there's more bodies on board. Let's see what he's gonna do. He swings 7 life. He has 7 mod on open. Why wouldn't he swing 6/6? Sure.
Josh has definitely been liking swinging the 7s in this
Oh, he
best of
doesn't want
3
to,
series.
because he doesn't want to attack. He just wants to keep it active and use it next turn. I get it. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Just not popping the Kuzan, just having Amir not being able to swing at anything except live. It's probably a fair choice, yeah. Amir also only has 3 cards in hand. Oh no, wrong stack. Never mind, take it back.
No, he is
It looked
very
like, yeah,
healthy on hand.
he is. It looked like, yeah, but okay, that's yeah, never mind, take it back. Yeah, there's just, just another big oh no, Amir's gonna start swinging at life here. Yeah, so he's doing what I said last turn. He goes 6, and I'm probably just 8 8 to 9, and then plays another big body. Is that what's gonna happen? I don't know if I like it. It's definitely like good to put Teach down to like 1 life, but he has like 5 6 cards in hand afterwards, so which is nice for Teach as well, right?
Yeah, I really think if we have another big body in hand here, I really would have liked to see another big body dropped before we started going aggressive.
I feel like there is another big body coming. Oh, it's a rush Luffy. Bouncing the Burgess and
Yeah,
getting rid of the life. Yeah, he's doing the effect as well, like trashing a card, putting it on him, going 9. Yeah, this is tough. You can't defend this, can you? No, you can't. You go to 0 life. Yikes. I mean, you get
yeah.
always rid of the 2 4 costs, right? You just swing 5/5 into it, but then what then?
100 to 0.
Oh wow. 10 cost doesn't save you, does it? Not
No,
really.
because we'll be definitely taking out the double Bonclays. Would be then freezing character as well, but then UP would still have 2 swings, which just do 2 very big swings, or Red Rock.
So probably the best line is if he can cheat out somehow. So he gets rid of the 2 Bonclays with the 5k swings, right? Then we pop the Kuzan and play like an Augur from hand or something. get rid of the Mihawk or the Luffy, probably rather the Luffy than the Mihawk, and then play like double Karibo or something. I feel like that is the best line to take here. So you get rid of like 3 bodies and have double blocker so you can't die next turn.
Well, we did just. I believe we just gummed to protect one of these Bonclays.
Yep. That is probably the right play as well, not gonna lie. Because
Yep, it pretty much negates what the play we were just saying there.
negates everything here. But if we want to do the play I just said, we have a lot of done open, so maybe it would have been better to swing more into the bonk place because we really want to get rid of it. Okay, another 5 into Bonclay. Yeah, just Gum Giant again, no? If we have it. No, wait. No, it doesn't make sense. We go under 8 done. Okay, we've got 2k, 1k, 1k, 1k.
Oh my lord.
Oh my god, that is disgusting.
That is a wild line of.
But it's fair. It's totally
It's
fair.
so good because
Yeah,
these Bonclays are 8k bodies. They are
it's totally fine.
huge if we can't remove them.
No, you can't. I feel like that sealed the deal here. Just not getting rid of any of the Bonclays is rough. And now I want to see what Joshua has in mind. So he gets rid of everything except the Bonclays. Because if he has any left on open, that was definitely the wrong play then. Okay, let's see. Yeah, he gets rid of the Luffy, of course. We have 9 more done.
Crazy thing is, that had been so hard. This line from Asmir to take all 5 life in one turn would be so hard to predict because as Josh, we'd always want to take that first 6k swing because we're being starved. But then to get that 8-8, 9-9 in afterwards, huge. Maybe we did have to try and counter out one of the 8k swings.
If we had it, right? Like,
If
there's
we had
no
it,
guaranteed that he has the counter, right? Okay, but we see double blocker coming down. He got rid of the Luffy, like I said. And if there's any Don open now, yeah, we should have swung more. We should have definitely swung more. Okay, yeah, he's just passing. He has 2 Black Vortex maybe in hand, which could happen, right? But I feel like it is definitely a misplay not swinging bigger here. 1 Black Vortex maybe, and putting 1 more Don on each is... But he would have protected it anyways. So I don't know. Black
yeah,
Vortex also works on Bonclay really well, right? You could just negate the effect.
yep, and that would be huge negating the effect here.
Okay, what do you do? Do you block Caribou and do... What do you do? Like, just block Caribou so it can't get bounced? Do we know how many Luffy's UP has in trash?
I believe we've only got one, so there still potentially is a second Luffy. Are seeing this Black Vortex come down. But I think we just used that Black Vortex to counter.
Yeah, we did. Okay, and then there's another 9 coming down. I feel like now you want the Black Vortex, right? I don't know why you would use it for the other swing. Because now the Black Vortex is worth way more than just 4k.
Yeah. Black
It's
Vortex
2
is
cards,
definitely
basically.
a 1 card counter for these Bonclays.
Yeah, and now he has to block, so he basically wasted 1 card here. But, I mean, not gonna lie, I feel like it's pretty over anyways. Especially because Luffy can just swing twice and then leave like 2 Don open and it's like fine anyways. Even though he could also probably just go for game, like go 10-10 or something. Or like 11, yeah, something like that, just 11-11, something like that. But yeah, I mean, he just puts 2 Don to the side already. He could go 10-11, 2 Don open, and it's probably fine from everything that could happen.
Yep, we are in just such a safe position here.
How many cards does Joshua have? He's like 4, 5 cards? 5 cards, it seems.
Yep.
So mathematically, he's not dead, obviously. Especially with the Black Vortex in hand, which I would say he does have, because baiting it would not make any sense here. Okay, I'm just deciding if he should go for the 8 or for a bigger swing. He does go for an 8k swing, which is easily countered with a Black Vortex, or just any 2Ks, right?
Yep. Well, I think if you have the Black Vortex, you always do it here. Just only use one card.
Yeah.
But that is if we have it, and it wasn't a bait.
And he's deciding what to do. Feels a bit like he doesn't have the counter, and he's just trying to bait having the counter. Yeah. Otherwise, or maybe he's really thinking it through now. He definitely baited the counter. If he does it like
Yeah.
this, he doesn't have it. Because now going all in is obviously always math. It's not always math, of course, but like
I mean, we have
only
9
2Ks
done
in hand.
here, so
Has to be only 2Ks in a black
14k.
one. Something. Yeah, something like that is usually not. But yeah, I mean, this is definitely the right play.
Unless we do have the Vortex there, and we are. No, we
It
don't.
would be like only 2Ks in Black Vortex. Amir has a 2K in hand. What is his life? He has a 1K, so he probably would have died if he didn't get this.
Yeah,
But
that's the only thing. If it was a bait to bait him into all in and then clap back while Amir had no don.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like he shouldn't have gone for game here. Just because like he has no reason to go for game here, being so safe like he is, just leaving 2 don open. But I mean, in the end, he won the game, and he got the best of 3. As predicted, UP winning the best of 3. Of course, Teach whiffed on his first search, but it felt very dominant from UP. Each of those games, even though Teach played really, really well, not gonna lie.